So I've started the grind to 81 fishing, and I'll show you guys how I'm doing the solo Tempoross. Basically, you get a lot more rewards, a lot more pulls, but the XP is slightly lower. It's higher than if you do the group normally, but it's lower than if you don't cook at all. Basically, I'm kind of following a guide by another YouTuber. I'll put the thumbnail here, but that video is a little old, so I edited it a bit. Basically, you go here, you get 8 fish, as the guide says, and then you cook. And then just after 8, yeah, there should be like a double spawn. This is very similar. This is very similar every time you do it. The only RNG is whether you manage to fill up all the way to the end. Also, I forgot to mention, you need 9 inventory slots taken up. So whether that's a hammer and a bunch of buckets, or whether that's, you know, like a harpoon, whatever. Then after that, this always happens right then. So you always have to tether to that. Then carry on cooking. Then just try fill up your inventory again. But this amount of slots is very important. It's very important for the first round and the second round. Now here, you leave 3. You leave 3 uncooked, because those are the 3 that you're not going to put into the ammunition crate right now. Now you have to do this quickly before you need to douse the fires. But it's important to do this first, because otherwise there's a chance that you might have to tether again. So you now start putting out the fires. I got quite bad RNG now, because now the fires are spread a bit. Depending on the RNG, the fires won't spread. It just depends on the random timing. Then after that, now you just carry on fishing and then cooking. And then after, you're going to use all of them, including these 3. So basically, the way I do it, there's like 4 rounds of fishing. Basically, you want to get this whole inventory cooked before the storm intensity hits around like 91, 92. Because when the storm intensity hits 91, 92, you have to go. You have to go and then just fill up whatever you have. But because the rounds are more or less the same every time, there's only small variants, you should be good. Yeah, see, we have plenty of time. Wasn't that bad, even though we had to put out more fires than normal. And now, this time, you dump everything. And the reason why we saved 3 before is because this part here that we're stockpiling for the next round, we're stacking all of these up. This will automatically take Tempoross to 10% once he resurfaces again. So you can technically, you can attack Tempoross now, but we're pre-stacking for the next round. There we go. Now you attack Tempoross. And usually you have enough time to get Tempoross to just below 60, somewhere around 50 to 60%. This is good AFK time though. So you can be clever with the ticks here. I know I only get 1 more tick. I know I won't get a tick after, so I just move quickly. It's not that big of a deal. Now this is the chill round. This is round 2. All you're doing is you just want to have exactly the same full inventory as last time, fully cooked. But what you can do is you can drop the buckets now, and you can pre-farm 8 for round 3. Because you don't need the buckets anymore. You're not going to get hit by special attacks anymore. If you watched that video I was talking about before, he explains. But basically, when Tempoross is at 10%, he doesn't use special attacks anymore. So the only time you get hit by a special attack was at the start of round 1. Which makes this pretty chill. It makes it kind of more chill than the mass Tempoross. So yeah, remember, in this kind of solo, you always want to either be fishing in a double spot or cooking. So that's what you kind of do. You rotate between double fishing and then cooking. So here, so if you remember, I dropped my bucket. So technically, that was all I needed. If you remember this gap of 8, this is all extra. And it's very important not to dump this extra 8 into the ammunition slot when we go back. But this just helps me get slightly more XP. Although if you want to do it a bit more chill, you just keep the buckets in your inventory and then just fill up whatever you had. Yeah, and now we do the same thing as before. Tempoross goes down very quickly, but we pre-stack for round 3. And remember, in this round 2, as I keep saying, don't go past this 8. You can use 1 extra and it will take him to 4% instead of 10%, but ideally you just do that just to play it safe. If you get your timing bad and you accidentally lose 1, you click off too late, that's fine. But if you click off 2, then you're going to end the round 3 early. Now this, in round 2, we usually get him to like around 20% something. It's not that big of a deal. I might be able to get one more tick. There we go. Then just hop off. And again, because we pre-stacked, you'll see his health straight away deplete all the way to 10. And like I said, if you accidentally do 1 more, it should be like 4%, which is still fine. If you mess up, if you accidentally put like 2 more extra, then he'll go down again. In which case, just keep attacking him and then just end the round early. You won't get as much points, but it's not that big of a deal. So what we do now, this is the final round. This is round 3. And that video I talked about earlier, he ends the round there. But what you can actually do is you can do a drop trick. Because we have so much time, the storm intensity just barely started. So we have time to dump 2 full inventories and basically turn round 3 into round 3 and 4. But as you can see, like after the first round, it's super chill because you don't get attacked anymore. All you're doing is just rotating between double fishing and cooking, and there's pretty decent AFK time as well. So the only thing is, with this final round, you can't get 2 full inventories fully cooked because you won't have enough time in the storm intensity. So now what I do is run up here, stand in front of the second barrel here, and then just drop them all. Then go back to fishing. And now, like I said before, you have until 92%, 91 to 92, 93 to basically fish and cook as many as you can. So you can see it's getting pretty close to 92%, and I'm not going to get a full inventory. At least I'm not going to get a full inventory of cooked, but that's fine. I do like taking off slightly early though, around like 92 here, just in case I misclick. Because you lose a few percent actually getting to the ship, and you don't want to misclick and then accidentally waste your round. So there we go, he goes down around 97%, just in time. Now this part is very important, because we're skipping the damage phase in round 3. Which is that you want to load up this in there and this in there. You don't need a full inventory in each, but you want like, I believe it's like you want like at least 8 in each. Because what happens is the energy is going to go to 100 and we're still going to be loading in. And he goes into enraged mode, which means the storm intensity goes up so quickly. But because we've double loaded both of these, he's just going to instantly die. And if you only load up one of these, you're not going to deal enough damage before the storm intensity gets to 100. So here, as you can see, we didn't get to damage him. Enraged mode, look at this, storm intensity is climbing, but we've got 2 double combo. There we go, and he goes down again. And what we're doing here, we're just getting extra XP. So I'm getting as much XP as possible. It's almost going to 60 XP an hour. There we go. And you just finish it off. And this is basically just how you do it. You get like over 9,000 points, which means you get like 11 to 12 permits, and it usually takes like 11 to 12 minutes. We'll see what we get here. Yeah, this was like 12, 30, 11. So it's a bit unlucky, but that's basically just how you do it. And then what I do is I always fill my inventory back. So you always have 9, like I said. And I fill the water as well. And then you just repeat. You go and you quick start. Obviously, if you don't have the full spirit angler, then you have to bring a rope instead, because this acts as a rope. So one bucket will be a rope. If you have like a dragon harpoon or something, another bucket will be a dragon harpoon. But you don't want to carry less. Like, I'm not carrying less buckets just because I don't need the rope, I don't need the dragon harpoon. This helps you keep track of the amount of fish that you need to put in the ammunition. So I hope you guys found that slightly helpful. I'm sure my guide is not as well explained as the other people's, but this is just what I'm doing. And hopefully the next time you see me here, I will have level 81. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, the grind is over. Level 80 fishing with 46k remaining experience. 508 total permits. Now I actually get 50k experience from the Swan Song quest, which is actually what I'm going to do to finish this up. Oh, look at that. Look at that XP gain today. 600k and then about 75k XP an hour. That was such a massive grind. There you go. Swan Song complete. Oh, 71 prayer as well. Okay, not bad. But yeah, that's the one. 81 fishing. Okay, so just explain why I did this grind. So I like to have a lot of different AFK things that I could be doing when I'm too busy to focus on the game. And one of the things I've always wanted to have was a nice AFK fishing method. But the issue with AFK fishing is there's this thing called the fish barrel, which you get from this mini game, Tempoross, which is what I've been doing, what I've been grinding. And unfortunately, it's a super rare drop. But what it does is it basically doubles your inventory. It's almost like power creeped AFK fishing methods. Whatever fishing method you're doing outside of Tempoross, you basically really want the fish barrel now. And the issue with that is that the drop rate is 1 in 400, and it does take a super long time to get it. But also the second thing, which is why I wanted level 81, is the loot you get, the fish loot you get, is actually god awful until level 76, which is when you unlock sharks. But then it's still not great because all you get is sharks. It gets a little better at 79, which is when you get sea turtles. But once it's level 79, you might as well get to level 81, which is where you get manta rays. And then it's when you get the max rewards. And if I show my rewards so far, so you can see I've opened 600 permits, but this was all at the lower levels. You see, look, I'm getting a couple thousand salmons, tunas, a bunch of lobsters, swordfish. It's all useless. It's all terrible. Anyway, with that being said, we've got over 500 permits. Let's see what we get. Sharks, nice. Yeah, so you still get swordfish and bass, unfortunately. But yeah, these are the big ticket ones. Sharks and sea turtles. Soaked page, nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not just the fish barrel one. I also want the tome of water. And the tome of water is 1 in 1,600. It's pretty rare. There we go, yes! There we go, fish barrel. Nice, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we've got 375 pulls left. And I mean, at least I've got that. At least I have this now. I'm so happy. That was the main goal. Okay, let's see what else we can get. Oh, 25 soaked pages. That means that I actually hit the fish barrel or the tackle box drop table. So that could have been a second fish barrel actually. Oh, another set of 25 soak pages. That could have been a second. That could have been another fish barrel or tackle box. So I've got this 3 times now. I got it once before, ages ago, and I got it twice during this session. So we've hit the 1 in 400 table 3 times now, and we've still got just over 200 pulls left. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, there's a chance of getting the dragon harpoon here, but it's like a 1 in 8,000, so I didn't even want to bother mentioning it, since that's most likely never going to happen. This is honestly so relaxing, just watching hours of your work. Oh! Just when I said I got 8 soak pages. But yeah, just watching hours of your work just go by so quickly. Well, actually, it is very slow, but like each of these reward points is quite a few minutes of time fishing on the fishing grind. Oh, back-to-back soaked pages? Okay. We're getting down to the wire though. No tome of water in sight. None of the mega rares in sight. Oh, just when I say that, I got the big harpoon fish again. Is that my 3rd big harpoon fish? Yeah, it's my 3rd big harpoon fish. Oh, another 25 soak pages. So I've hit that 1 in 400 4 times now during this run. More soaked pages. It's a shame I can't even use these soaked pages. They're basically useless without the tome of water. Down to the last 10 now. The thing is, I feel like I'm never going to go back here again. Almost done. 1 more to go. There we go. I might as well open the caskets as well. Last casket. Rune Med Helm. Okay, there we go. So what have I got here? 2.8 mil total. A lot of those coins is just if I out the alcohols. About 600 of these was opened at lower levels. So before level 76. So we're just trash loot. But I can't complain. I mean, I walked away with the outfit and the tackle box and the fish barrel. I mean, I basically got everything apart from the dragon harpoon, which you can get from other places. The pet and tome of water. Unfortunately, can't get tome of water from other places, so these soak pages are basically useless. Tempoross killed. I killed a lot solo, but I killed a lot in masses as well. I don't know the exact amount. Anyway, now I can just never come to this place again, and I'll just be AFKing my fish with my fish barrel.